$47,000. That is exactly how much more Marcus paid for his home than he should have. Same house, same neighborhood, same purchase price. But because of one number, one single number the banks used to judge every American, Marcus paid $47,000 more over the life of his loan. Right now, over 100 million Americans have a credit score below 700. Not because they are irresponsible, not because they do not pay their bills, because nobody ever explained how the system actually works. Here is exactly why, and exactly how to fix it. Most people think credit scores are simple. Pay your bills on time, keep your debt low, done. But Marcus did all of that. He paid on time every month without fail, and his score still dropped 27 points overnight. He did not miss a payment, he did not open new debt, he did not do anything wrong. Or so he thought. Because here's the thing about the credit system that nobody tells you. It's not designed to reward good behavior. It's designed to measure risk. And those are two completely different things. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn is going to change the way you use credit for the rest of your life. To understand what happened to Marcus, you have to understand how his score actually gets calculated. Let me ask you something first. Do you know what day your credit card company reports your balance to the credit bureaus? Most Americans do not. And that's exactly where the money disappears. Here's what Marcus believed. He had a Chase card with a $5,000 limit. He charged $2,500 on it 1 month, furniture, a new TV, some home essentials. He already had the money in his checking account. So he waited for the bill, paid the full amount, paid 0 interest, done. But his score dropped 18 points anyway. Why? Because the credit bureaus did not see what Marcus paid. They saw what Marcus owed. Before he ever made that payment, before he even got the bill, his card company had already sent a snapshot of his balance to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. $2,500 out of a $5,000 limit, 50% utilization. And in the eyes of the credit system, 50% utilization looks like a man who is struggling, even if his checking account had $20,000 in it. The system does not see your checking account. It does not see your savings. It does not see your income. It only sees the snapshot. And the snapshot was taken before Marcus could do anything about it. How many times has your score dropped and you had no idea why? Drop your answer in the comments right now, because this catches more Americans than almost anything else in the credit system.
So, what exactly is this snapshot? It is called your statement closing date. Not your due date, not the date your payment is processed, your statement closing date. This is the day your credit card company freezes the numbers on your account and sends them directly to the 3 major credit bureaus. That reported balance is what determines your credit utilization, and credit utilization makes up 30% of your entire credit score. Think about that. 30%, one single factor, controlling nearly a third of the number that determines your mortgage rate, your car loan, your apartment approval, your entire financial identity in America. Here is how it works in plain numbers. Your card limit is $10,000. Your reported balance is $4,000. That is 40% utilization, and 40% tells the scoring system something it does not like. The sweet spot most scoring models love is under 30%. The elite zone that pushes scores above 750 is under 10%, and anything above 50% is where scores start falling fast. Here is what makes this maddening. The system does not care if you are wealthy. It does not care if you have cash in the bank. It does not care that you are going to pay it off next week. All it sees is the reported number. That single number, frozen on one specific date every single month. And most Americans have no idea that date even exists. So what did Marcus do when he finally understood this? He changed the timing. Not his spending, not his income, not his lifestyle, just the timing of when he made his payment. His statement closing date was the 25th of every month. So starting the following month, on the 22nd, 3 days before the closing date, he paid down most of his balance. Not all of it. He left a small amount, maybe $40 to $80. Then, after the statement closed and generated, he paid the remaining balance before the due date. No interest, no fees, no change to his actual spending behavior. But the credit bureaus now saw something completely different. Instead of $4,000, they saw $80. Instead of 40% utilization, they saw less than 1%. And over the next 60 days, his score moved up 38 points. Same income, same debts, same job, just different timing. If you had 60 days and $0 to raise your credit score 30 to 50 points, would you use them? Because Marcus did, and it changed the number on his mortgage offer by almost 0.5%. On a $300,000 home loan, 0.5% is over $17,000 over the life of the loan. That's real money. That's not theory. That's the price of not knowing how the system works. Now, here's the part that sounds completely backwards. And this is the part that trips up even financially educated Americans. You would think the perfect credit card balance is 0. Pay it off completely, every card, every month. That's the responsible thing to do. Except the credit scoring system does not always agree. Here's why. Credit scores are built to measure how you manage debt. If every single one of your cards reports 0 every month, the system sees almost no activity. You become invisible. And invisible is not the same as excellent. This is why people with perfect payment histories sometimes plateau at 720 and cannot understand why they never break through to 750 or 800. The scoring models want to see that you use credit. They want to see that you have access to it and that you control it responsibly. 0 across every card does not show control. It shows absence. So, what's the fix? It's called the all 0 except 1 method. Most cards report 0. One card reports a very small balance. We're talking $10 to $20, 1% utilization or less. That tiny balance tells the system something powerful. I use credit, I have access to it, and I carry almost none of it. That's the profile of someone who is not stressed, not stretched, not risky. And the scoring model responds accordingly. Now here's the critical thing. This does not mean carrying a balance and paying interest. You pay the full statement balance by the due date every time. You still pay 0 interest. The difference is only in what gets reported, and what gets reported is what determines your score.
Now, before you go running to pay down every card before your closing date, there is one more thing Marcus learned the hard way, and this one almost got his account flagged. It is called credit cycling. Here's what it looks like. You have a $2,000 credit limit. You spend $2,000. You pay it off. You spend $2,000 again. You pay it off again, all in the same month. On paper, you are being responsible. You are paying it off every time. But to the bank's risk department, this pattern looks unusual. When your total spending volume in a single month exceeds your credit limit, some banks will flag the account for review. Not because you did anything illegal, but because the pattern looks like someone is trying to maximize rewards, or worse, trying to move large amounts of money through the system. And a bank review can trigger things you do not want: reduced credit limits, account closures, both of which destroy your utilization ratio overnight. So what is the smarter long-term play? Keep your actual monthly spending well below your limit, and if you need more room, request a credit limit increase instead. A higher limit with the same spending means lower utilization automatically. No tricks, no timing games, just a better ratio built into the structure itself. That's the move most Americans never make because nobody told them to ask. So let me bring this back to Marcus. He found out about his credit score the hard way. He sat across a loan officer's desk at a bank in downtown Chicago and watched her type his score into the system, 684. And the loan officer looked up at him and said, "We can work with this." But Marcus could see the number that changed when she clicked the next screen. His interest rate, not the best rate, not the rate the bank had advertised on the sign outside, the middle rate, the one reserved for people who are okay, not great. And Marcus knew. He had worked hard for years. He had paid every bill. He had done everything he was told to do, but he had been playing a game without knowing the rules, and nobody had ever sat him down and explained that the date his statement closed mattered more than the date he paid. that carrying nothing is not always better than carrying a little, that his score was a snapshot, not a grade, not a judgment of his character, just a frozen number on one specific day that could be shaped if he understood how. So here's the action plan I want you to take tonight. Step 1. Log into your credit card account. Find your statement closing date, not your due date, your closing date. Step 2. Keep your balance below 30% of your limit on reporting day, under 10% if you're serious about building. Step 3. A few days before the statement closes, pay down most of your balance. Leave a small amount, 1 to 5%. Step 4. After the statement generates, pay the full remaining balance before the due date. 0 interest, better score. That's the entire system. Most Americans will never know this because nobody taught it in school, because the banks are not rushing to explain it, because the system benefits when you do not understand it. But now you do. So drop this in the comments. Tell me one thing you're changing about how you use your credit card after watching this video, because the people who act on this tonight are the ones who walk into a loan office a year from now with a completely different number and a completely different offer. Subscribe to Better Path right now. Hit that subscribe button below, because every single week we break down the financial realities that the system never taught you so you can build a future that actually belongs to you. See you in the next video.